You know the drink Prime?
Yeah,
You
of
see the
course.
numbers recently?
No.
They claim they did, I think it was Logan Paul. My brother was tweeting about it. I think it's $250 million in revenue last year. And I think in January they did like $40 million in revenue.
Wow.
It's got to be a $2-3 billion company.
But where are they selling?
Here's the crazy part. Talk to anybody with like a middle school child, especially a middle school boy. They can't find it. It's sold out in all of these stores.
But is it D2C or they have distribution
I think
somewhere?
that they have some D2C, but it's definitely in gas stations. I've seen them in gas stations.
Interesting.
But yeah, they've like gone like the traditional distribution path as well.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't care what you can be selling fucking piece of paper. You sell $250 million worth of piece of paper in a year. You got a real business.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Props to him, man. Props to him. That is
right. Two
wow.
Two influencers.
Wow.
Who like I would argue aren't just influencers, right? Obviously these guys understand very, very well how to build.
They're really smart businessmen. They are lifestyle brands of themselves.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wow. I had no clue. Jeez.
To be on pace, let's call it for somewhere between $400 and $500 million in revenue in 2023 for a drink business, for like a beverage business. Coca-Cola is going to call at some point. You want to guess? Let's just put it on the record. What do you think they get bought for?
It depends. I mean, how old are they?
The business?
Yeah.
Not that old. I mean, definitely less than 5 years old.
Yeah. I mean, given the market and everything, I would say at least a 5x of annual, right?
Of annual revenue?
Yeah.
I think that they have the potential, $5 billion or higher exit.
Wow.
Which is basically all they got to do is if they continue to grow at kind of the rate that they're growing, right? You need another 2 to 3 years. If you can basically hold on and not sell, you're doing $1 billion in revenue.
Dirty math, that's what, like a 10x multiplier?
It'd be 10x from where they essentially are right now, give or take.
Yeah.
But if they can hold out for another 12 to 24 months on top of that,
Jesus,
you basically get to close to $1 billion.
I'm sweating right now. I'm thinking, what does that infrastructure look like behind the scenes? Like, how did they do this, or did they just work in agreement with somebody that could scale it, white label it?
I don't know all the details, but I think that somebody else had the idea, started like a beverage business, and then like brought them in. I believe that's true. Somebody will correct me if not. But yeah, like once you get to any type of scale, I think it's not like, hey, we came up with this like crazy idea, we don't know what we're doing, and like we just happen to sell all this stuff, right?
Yeah, that's the hard thing, right? Because if for a brand to try to find influencers to bring on and kind of snowball it, the risk on the influencer is little to none in that sense. As long as they know that they can turn the knobs and ramp up production and distribution if they follow through on their promise, that's a great deal on their part, because then they're just sweat equity. They're not necessarily having to even kick in any money. But on the flip side, for influencers who try to build something, man, it is a dice roll.